Hello, everyone. It's your boy Adrian here. In whatever way you can, let's make sure that we're supporting USARC. They're fighting to keep our reptile keeping rights. It's getting really crazy out here with all the laws passing and white lists being approved. Make sure that you're becoming a USARC member if you can, and if not, support USARC awareness on your platforms. Thank you, and we're stronger together, guys. West Coast, man, you know where it's at. Best place to relax and kick back. Underneath the palm trees, talk about reptiles and spit facts. From BP to GTP, emeralds to Ackies, the city by the sea where we rock the grease khakis. I don't need no AI intro because I've been at the style. Come kick it on the West Coast and talk about reptiles. Reptiles. Talk about reptiles. Come kick it on the West Coast and talk about reptiles. What's up? What's up, everybody? It's your boy Adrian here, back again. Another Wednesday, West Coast Wednesdays, episode 4. I got our boy Space City Chondros, Guadalupe Salazar here, ready to roll, chilling backstage. Just wanted to give a brief introduction. Hope you guys are supporting USARC. This is a reptile podcast focused on some high-level stuff, coming from a new keeper's perspective. Trying to give some trustworthy advice to other new keepers from a new keeper's perspective with transparency, and hope you can learn from my experiences. So be sure to share this information, share this content with any new keepers you know getting out to the game. Post tag us and post this on your stories, man. I appreciate the reshares. Comment, like, and subscribe. Big congratulations to my bro MJ for birthing that litter of United States captive born and bred emerald tree boas. So proud of him, man. Really grinded it out. Huge inspiration to us all, especially over here on the West Coast. So MJ, man, really big congrats, bro. So proud of you, man. Very inspirational. That's just dreams come true right there, bro. One of my favorite species. And we're going to bring in our guest here. Welcome, Space City Chondros. How's it going? Guadalupe Salazar, man. Thanks for coming on. Doing good, man. Yeah, just bringing some high-level content people can learn, and just no beating around the bush. We're getting straight to it. So if you guys like some information, go ahead and tap into this podcast, and we could all learn together. So normally I don't ask these introductory questions, man, but I want to get to know more about you, Guadalupe. What got you into chondros, man?
Man, I had some boas before I got into chondros, and I just always wanted a green tree, and I looked around for a while before I decided to buy one, and everything I saw was mainly at like shows and whatnot, and everything you see at shows, just if it ain't a USCB, it's looks dehydrated, stuck shed, or even you'll see mites even crawling on them sometimes. So but I had always want one, man. Everything I saw at shows just wasn't eye catching, and I didn't want to deal with it because having boas, I had already dealt with mites before, So, so I already knew about the mites, so I just wasn't interested. And then found Morph Market, maybe I think it was, and that's right around 2019, and I bought a couple chondros off of Morph Market. So
okay,
but I had
those
always
were
been
captive bred. Those were
One was an
imports.
import. One was an import, and the other one was a captive bred. Yeah,
All right. Yeah, I
but
was just gonna go ahead right in to say with these imports, guys, you want to soak them. First thing, you have them. Hopefully, they come with a NITO test before you get them shipped and stuff. Some importers I know don't offer NITO testing, so you just kind of take a shot in the dark
yeah,
and you get what you get. But try to get them tested. Obviously, like Alex Warren says, a whole panel test is great too, for especially with the imports. And put them in a quarantine area, soak them. When you first get these imports, whether it's an emerald tree boa, green tree python, go ahead and soak them right away, and
yeah,
make sure the water level is not too high. All you need is like a quarter inch of water, especially with emerald tree boas. They can drown easily. I don't like to put too much water in there. Soak them overnight, 24 hours. As soon as they come in, do all your testing, NITO testing, quarantine them, and test every 3 months or so. And what do you think about feeding an import right away, Lupe?
Oh
Like,
man,
or you know,
I mean, I would try it.
like
Just because I mean,
soak it for a couple 24 hours, and then maybe let it chill for maybe after that. Put it in the enclosure, let it chill for a few hours. Maybe try to feed then.
yeah, I'd probably try
Or
wait at least 24, but definitely give it. I'd try something soon, especially coming as an import, not knowing when his last meal was. So yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah, I'd
definitely,
soak it, and then when you're soaking it, also you could check for mites. That's a good time to check for mites and stuff like that, external parasites and
yeah.
whatnot, and monitor their bowel movements and stuff. So that's just quick tips on some imports. And what was your first breeding group size? Like, what when you first got in and you're like, okay, I'm gonna work with this. Did you ever have a point where you were just like, okay, I'm just gonna, this is what I got. I got a 2.4, and I'm good to go for a sec.
Um, I probably found out my, I guess, ratio male to female within a couple years, but I had snakes from a few different people, and just wasn't something that I kind of, I guess you would say, I bought on impulse. I was like, oh shit, look, this is available. So I ended up getting rid of a lot of stuff that I bought early on, and um, but probably within the second year that I started collecting, nice USCB designer animals, that's when I started kind of like, okay, this is what I got. This is what I'll try with this one. But yeah, but I didn't try anything, and I raised everything up about 4 years. I mean, I just tried in 2024. Last year was my
Yeah,
first. Well, 2023, late 2023 into 2024. So, but
that was your first clutch,
first year
first
breeding, yeah, my
first year
first,
breeding.
correct, yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into that, bro.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
like, did you have a number on that ratio? Like a good
Uh,
starting number? Like right now, I'm at 2.3
I mean,
right
I knew
now.
I had some solid males already because I bought a couple from Dave D, and they were posted as males. So, and some of the females were sold to me as females as well. I was probably at about a 50-50, kind of what I am now. You know, I got
Okay, yeah.
I got about six males, six females right now too.
Oh,
So
awesome, man. That's a
yeah,
good.
some are
That's a
not
good
a
number.
breeding age just yet. So I'm still
Yeah,
raising a calico that's kind of young, and another one that's only about 3.5 too. So
for sure, for sure. What are your goals? Like, what are you looking to produce? What are the looks that you're for, Lupe?
man, I got a few different, I guess you could say, designers. I got some blue line, I got some calico, and I also got a little bit of melanistic. So kind of those three lines: blue line, calico. I haven't dipped into the calico just because females are kind of young still. So
Yeah.
but blue line, some calico, and then uh I guess some melanistic, a little bit of melanistic stuff, if I can find some more males, or even if some of my stuff comes out looking really nice from my sickness clutch I did last year. So
Yeah. Congrats, man. Yeah,
appreciate
Calico is definitely one of those very high level respected lines.
Yeah, for sure.
Calico's not to be underestimated. Yeah, blue line melanistic. Yep, those are all good ways to go, man. That's great.
I don't have too much locality. I got a couple that are locality crosses, but I really don't have
Hmm.
any
Any pure?
pure locality. I did have an Aru that I sent to Brian Latimer that we're doing some joint pairing. So that was
Awesome.
my that was my only locality, and since I know he does a lot of Aru stuff, so we kind of just did some pairings.
How was the level of white on that Aru?
I wouldn't say it was spectacular, but it had a good amount of white, man. I mean, I don't have any pictures that I could send you really.
Yeah, yeah. We could check out your Instagram later if you like.
Yeah, I haven't had her
Yeah,
in a couple of years. I think he's had her at least 2 years now. So
yeah,
I wouldn't have
we'll
any
check it
recent
out.
pictures, but
Oh, okay.
she had some nice white, man. She was an import as well, though.
All right. Yeah,
Tested, brought her home, tested her, tested clean, tested again. After I sent her off, he tested her as well, so she was clean.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes you could have some success with the imports. They like Tony Hurt was saying on my last show. They get less contact with, depending on what importer you get it from, but they can get less contact with other animals than if a captive breeder had them in their collection for a while.
Yeah,
They're less exposed to other pythons in the
yeah,
wild. So
I could see that being true. Yeah,
yeah, so sometimes imports they could be a cool avenue for someone trying to get in, but definitely it's like I said, you need to know some things before you start getting into that.
yeah, definitely. So you said you're at 2.3 right now?
Yeah, yeah, I'm at 2.3.
Okay.
I got
Well,
a couple
not bad.
Craigslist animals.
Not bad to start off. Are those sub adults or adults?
Yeah, I was trying to buy some animals with some size on them. So I got two adults. Well, I got three adults, two male adults, one adult female, and two sub-adult females.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Excuse me.
that's another thing when you're buying babies, like Tony here was saying again in the last episode. Buying hatchlings is your best bet. You try to take shortcuts, it'll come back to bite you
Definitely.
because the hatchlings, like I just mentioned previously, have been exposed to that keeper's collection for less time. Even if it's the cleanest keeper, I'm not taking shots at keepers and stuff, but the quicker you get that animal out of there, then the more of it being a cleaner animal. The longer that animal stays there, and you don't know it's just what's going on for those 2 years. You buy a 2-year-old animal, that animal's there for 2 years. If you buy a
Yeah,
hatchling, it's been there for 2 months or whatever. There's a lot less risk involved with a
definitely makes
hatchling.
sense. Yeah.
So it's a trade off. You just got to know these people that you're buying from, and deal with professionals at the end of the day.
And hope they
That
practice,
way,
safe quarantine and
yeah. And if anything pops up, they'll take care of you, no problem, because they're
yeah.
professional.
I mean the
Yeah,
best bet is ask for a fucking test if possible before it even shipped. So
yeah, yeah, for sure, for
safe
sure. That's
bet.
the best. Yeah, that's the best way to go. So let's get into your husbandry, man. Are you using any lighting in your cages at all?
Um yeah, I got some lighting in almost everything except that one or where's it at? This one right here. Right there.
Okay. Yeah.
What that one over there? That's the Neo rack. That's the only one that don't have lighting. It's just heat, bottom heat, belly heat. But all those cages right there, that rack of Cambros, it all has just some neon lighting that I put around it because those I built the racks. The cages are obviously
Oh
from
yeah. I remember when you built those out. They look really nice. You did a great job, man. Your room's really coming together.
Yeah, for it looks good. Thank you, man. But yeah, everything is on has lighting, turns on 7 a.m. and turns off at 7 p.m. Everything's on timers, and
All
so
right. You
my yeah, so everything does the
what
all
kind of
three.
lighting are you on?
Man, these are made though. The ones in the big cages are the vivarium lighting that are like what 12-inch strip or like kind of like what is like a half pie or something. You know. It just
Okay.
goes right up in the top corner. I'm
It's
not
just like a LED light. It's just
just an
LED.
LED light,
Yeah.
yeah, real, low watt LED light. So
Yeah.
and
I'm running a couple different lighting options. I got right here in this enclosure that I made. I'm running a LED like an aquarium plant light. So it
okay,
has somewhat of some it has blue, red, and green and white LEDs. I just had them laying around, thought I'd use them, and maybe they'll grow some pothos or something in there. Also, I'm playing around with a couple grow bulbs from Amazon that I ordered. They're like LED grow light bulbs. They kind of have a yellowish tint. They're warm colored
okay,
lights, and they grow plants very well because that was kind of my thing. I like to have some live plants in my setups and stuff.
okay.
So
Yeah, no, and
just
the other lights on the racks that I built are just LED strips from Walmart, with a remote control,
for sure, yeah,
So
yeah. I'm
real
just
easy, simple setup on the lights for most of the cages. So
yeah.
and I got
What
them all hooked up to one control, or not one controller each. Let me show. You can see it's a stack of three right now. So each one is on its own little controller. So I can turn one down, and all three will turn off or whatever. So
for
I
sure?
had I had it where I had six on one controller, and the old controller just kept overheating, and they would just flicker on and off. So I had to divide them up a little better. So
Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah, it gets tough with all this electrical we're using, man, to
yeah, for
divvy it up,
yeah,
supply enough power to all this stuff. And yeah, I've been toning down on the heat panels, especially out here in Cali, especially probably for you, maybe in Texas too, with all the kind of talk about the heat panels going around right now, about them maybe being overkill all the time.
I
I've
mean, I've thought about
toned
it
it down.
living in Texas to kind of maybe kill them during the daytime, or
Yeah,
but I don't
my
know.
room does it gets a little hot during the day, so
If I was to close these doors in here, I could probably get it above 80 degrees in here. Because every time
yeah,
I closed it before, that's why I had to take them off because so much heat's in here. The panels, the fan, or the light, uh,
yeah,
just gives off a lot of heat, and they got hot in here. But
yeah.
I think if I was to go without heat, it'd be still all right. But I just don't want to try it because
Yeah, yeah,
I've
definitely.
bred fine with them, so I want to keep
Yeah.
it the same.
Yeah, no, and they're mentioning, keeping the panels on while the female's gravid.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do no, I do feel like it helps with digestion, especially with some different other species, like maybe emerald tree boas. They need a little more heat maybe to digest. I
Do
feel like
you
they have a
do you
slower
keep them?
metabolism. Yeah, I've got a pair of emeralds,
Okay.
pair of imports.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, they're doing good. They're doing good.
How long you've had those in the collection?
I've had the female since last July, and so almost a year. I had this
Almost a year.
female. Yeah, she's been doing great, and I've had this male since January, and he's been doing amazing as well.
This past
He,
January? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I
Nice.
just soaked him really good, and bought him as a male, and he shed sperm plugs like right away. So that was cool to confirm. It's cool with the emeralds. Sometimes you could kind of tell. You could just like see that they have the hemipenes back there. I kind of feel like that with some species. It's just like kind of obvious. Like I know one of my local stores out here. He thinks that he can palpate the hemipenes to sex snakes.
Really?
Like a yeah, and I've heard other people now starting to talk about that. I think even Tony Hurt says he was like popping his carpet pythons. He just pops them to sex them and stuff like that. Don't quote me on that stuff, but yeah, I feel like there's some OGs that like know what's up
Possibly, man. I
with
wouldn't
that.
try it. I'm scared to even try probing it.
No, I don't think. Yeah, it's. I wouldn't pop a green tree necessarily
Yeah,
or recommend that. And yeah, the emeralds are doing good, man. They're doing good. I really enjoy them. They were. They're. It's. I'm torn between which one I like more. Honestly, they're both so awesome in their own ways, especially the basins and all
yeah,
that. And like I said, shout out to MJ, man, for that beautiful litter, bro. It's,
yeah. Shout out to MJ.
man,
He was
mind
so bad.
blowing. That was
Yeah,
so awesome, man. Dream come true. Truly happy for you,
for
man.
real. Well
You
deserved.
deserve it, man. Yeah, you deserve it. You stayed down and hung in there, man.
Yeah, he's been dealt a lot of blows with them animals, man.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So your substrate, what kind of substrate are you running, Lupe?
I'm straight puppy pads, man. Just a puppy pad. I said, my mom is actually in healthcare. My dad's retired, so he gets, what is it, Medicare or whatever the hell that is, so they can order pads and stuff, whatnot. So if I ever need any, I can get them. I get them through my parents. But yeah, straight puppy pad, man. Nothing too fancy. I mean, sometimes a puppy pad
Right.
can suck though, man. Yeah, especially at nighttime, walking in and they see a shadow, they're gonna hit the puppy pad and wrap it. So I
All
mean,
right.
it happens quite often.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I've had that happen once. I've had that happen once for sure, and it just kind of dropped it
yeah, they just
right
drop it
away.
after a while.
Yeah.
I kind of check up on them here and there every
Yeah.
5-10 minutes to see, make sure they haven't eaten it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
most part they'll strike it and drop it within 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. That's one thing I could mention is I've been doing that new tactic with the feeding forceps where I'll raise the prey item a little bit higher than the animal so they
Yeah,
strike up. They don't
yeah,
strike down. That's a very good tip. I see sometimes I see videos of green tree python striking the tongs, and I would really try to avoid that with my, I always put the prey item in between the animal and the tongs, so there's no way because that could really damage their mouth and
yeah.
create issues, and that could really injure your animal.
I've had
You've
them
got to be,
sometimes where they hit the prey item and the tongue at the same time and wrap everything up, and I just
yeah,
leave the tongue in there with them until they're done. They'll not eat it. So,
yeah,
but
that's a
you
good move
definitely don't
too.
want to rip it out their mouth. So,
Yeah, definitely be careful when you're
yeah,
feeding these animals. I just err for extra side of caution. I just dangle that rodent right on the scruff, kind of on the mid scruff area, because if you go too high on the scruff, then there's not, because usually they strike the head. So if
yeah,
you're too high up on the scruff, they're going to strike the tongs as well. So I'll go kind of midsection scruff
okay,
and make sure it's right in between the prey is right in their grasp, and I'll place it high. I'll just put it on a perch, maybe set it down on the perch, and they could take it like that and
yeah,
avoid any issues.
for sure. I
Some
mean,
some animals,
if they're good eaters, they're gonna go right after
yeah,
the prey as soon as you open that enclosure.
yeah.
So,
I've got one good eater. He just wants to eat all the time. He is a male. He was sold to me as a male, but he's getting pretty big, man. I'm starting to think he's a female. Honestly, he's getting so big so fast, and his
mm,
spurs. All of this is anecdotal. His spurs are like barely visible. I don't think I've ever seen sperm plugs in his shed, and he's just growing so rapidly.
how
Honestly, it's a
old?
win-win either way. I'd like for it to be a male, but
Yeah, how old is him, or is he?
he's about two. I think he's 2 years or maybe 2.5 or 3 years now.
Okay, I
Might be
mean,
pushing the 3 year range.
you should be able to tell soon if you get with some sheds.
Yeah, yeah. Usually, yeah. I've gotten some
Should
good
be able
sheds
to.
from him. I just can't recall any sperm plugs, so I'm really starting to think it might be a female. Honestly,
Yeah, sometimes
which is
they
cool.
just fall off the shed, and you'll see them laying on the a puppy
Yeah,
pad sometimes.
yeah. They'll poop them out.
Yeah,
They'll
so
uh, they'll they'll pee them out in the water bowl or poop them out. I've seen that before.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
they could be anywhere. That's true. Good point, Lupe.
yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen them
I've been.
plenty of time. I see a lot of my males do that. As a matter of fact, where you won't even see it on the shed. Like my older, like
Yeah, I
true
have
back.
noticed. Yeah, I have noticed that too. I
You
have
just won't
noticed
see
that.
it, and all of a sudden I'll be cleaning the cage. I'll be like, "Ah, there they are, right there." You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Unfortunately, I've yet to see that either. So I'm definitely keeping an eye out. And yeah, I've been noticing it's growing pretty quick, so I'm backing off on the food a little bit.
Okay. I usually
Yeah.
I do Garrett's approach. I do once a week to once every 7 to 8 days, every week all the way up to 3 years of age.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no
Yeah. They could
that's why his animals are so damn big. He's got some
for
big
sure. I was
animals.
like, it happened so quick. I'm like, man, dude, you're getting thick, bro. And it's like
Yeah.
you could see, he finally did a bowel movement. It was giant. I'm like, oh man, dude. Like,
Yeah, I have one female that holds her bowel movements forever, man, and I'm just waiting for her to crack. I know it's
yeah,
gonna be a big one, so she gonna look
yeah,
small
yeah,
after it.
yeah. That's another thing. He holds his bowel movements for quite a long time. Do you notice that with males too, or is that just mostly with females?
Uh, hmm. Yeah, I guess you could say I've noticed it with certain males. Yeah, I wouldn't say all of them, but yeah, certain males will do the same. Not as long as some of these females I got though. Some of these females I can say they gone up to 3 to 4 months without a bowel movement.
All right.
So, but I try not
Yeah.
to feed them more than 4 or 5 meals without them going to about having a bowel movement. So
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I heard like three meals without a bowel movement. Just kind of
yeah,
back off on it. Make sure
I
you're
usually go up to
hydrating.
4. I try not to surpass 5, but I have gone up to 5, and once I
Yeah,
notice that, I'm like, oh, you ain't getting shit until you take a shit. So
yeah, yeah. Maybe take them out, get some exercise,
yeah, that definitely
and
helps. Move
yeah,
around.
get them moving, man.
Yeah,
So your substrate for your hatchlings, what are you using for those? Just paper towels?
paper towels.
Paper
Yeah,
towels?
after their first shed, I'll throw a paper towel. But until their first shed, once out of the egg, a little bit of water, just straight water.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
after first shed, I go straight to a paper towel with just a water bowl.
All right. All right.
Try to keep it simple,
Mm-hmm.
buy cheap Kirkland paper towels, and I mean they're gonna shit on it anyway, so so
Yeah.
just cheap paper towel.
Yeah, man. What are you using for disinfectants over there?
Uh what is that? I do use that chlorhexidine, I think it is called, and then
All
I
right.
have the what is this other one called? The F10. That F10 stuff
Okay.
from
Yeah.
Reptile Basics, I believe it is. So you just put a little cap with per gallon or something like that, to dilute it.
All
And then
right.
chlorhexidine, that's a good cleaning solution as well.
Okay.
So just
Good
put it,
deal. Good deal.
yeah, dilute it with a gallon, with water, and then I pour some in a spray bottle and use the spray bottle to clean stuff until it runs out, refill it, and
Yeah.
easy, so
How about your water? What kind of water are you feeding your animals?
spring and drinking water, I'll buy
Okay.
spring and drinking water for the animals, and then use distilled water to spray them down, just so it don't leave spots on the glass and inside the enclosures and
All right.
whatnot. So
Yeah. Good, man. Good. Okay.
yeah, keep it simple, man. It's funny because all these animals get drinking water that I buy, and my freaking dogs are pretty expensive as well because I got some Frenchies. They get faucet water.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I try to give my dog some good water. Honestly, man, because the water out here in California is shit. I wouldn't give my animals just straight tap water.
Yeah.
I got to be at least filtered drinking water. So, what are you feeding your animals? Are you doing mice or rats or
I do mice and
just
rats. No bigger than a small rat on most of the animals, and mostly I just couple mice, then maybe a rat, couple mice, then maybe a rat. So
you do frozen thawed?
yeah.
You do. Yeah.
So, all that's no, I only do rats on the adults. All the little ones they get straight mice, until they're
Yeah.
able to get like a small rat or a weaned rat or something.
Yeah. Do you breed your own rodents?
No, No,
No.
I'll buy.
Okay.
Buy just from,
Right.
different whatever place I feel has some good deals going on at the time,
Yeah, man.
you know,
Yeah.
Cold Blood, Laney Labs, a couple other different places, so
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I know. Yeah. Well, shout out to both of those rat distributors, man. It's tough, man. The rat game is tough right now, and if you got a good supplier, that's awesome, man.
yeah, I
If
use
anyone,
Big Cheese a lot out of Texas. They're right here in Dallas, I believe. So
all right.
most of the time I get orders within the next day, ordering from them just because they're so close here in Texas. So
Okay. So I guess we'll get into your breeding program, man. Like, what was your first pairing? Tell us about that. Like, how many locks did you get before you got an ovulation? Did you notice? When did you notice? And you know, give us a deep dive on, like, when
okay.
did you pair? What time of year did
I
you
think I started
pair?
pairing the first one. Well, I actually tried to pair all of them within the same amount, like kind of within the same day, maybe, a day apart. But I did 3 pairings in 2023 to 2024. The first one, I think it was late October, probably the last week of October is when I started pairing, but I did the cycle in as far as temp and food, about 6 weeks prior to, actually uh, throwing them together. But probably late October, I don't think I saw locks with them until probably like mid to late November is when I started first seeing locks. So they were almost together probably for like 3-4 weeks before I saw any type of,
Mm.
you know.
You kept them get together that whole time?
No, I would take them apart every 7-8 days, feed them, give them a day to, rest and then throw them back together. But, every 7-8 days I was, giving
For
them
sure.
way smaller size prey, and give them a day rest and chunk them back in there together. Uh,
Yeah.
so it took
How
about
many
three.
how many locks did you say
Oh man,
you got?
on the first pairing,
Yeah, let's just do one pairing at a time just so we could,
on the
you
first
know.
pairing, it's probably
Yeah.
maybe 5 at the most. I think I saw 5 at the most,
All right.
and I mean, I kept them all. I kept them together the entire time until I actually saw her refusing food and started seeing swelling. That's when I, finally took him apart and knew his job was done.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was probably, when was her ovulation? She laid in April. I mean, they stayed together probably, through like February, I would say, until I started seeing, I'd have to check my records on. I wrote it all down,
So
but
I'm
it's
sorry, you said she laid in April?
no, they hatched in April. I'm sorry,
Oh, they hatched in
they
April?
hatched in April.
Okay.
So,
So they laid in like March or
yeah, March,
February,
something like
maybe.
that. I mean, I can check in here. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let me check it out real quick.
Yeah, for sure, man. Just want to give another props to MJ over there at the trap, man. This is gonna be the year of the trap. He's got a lot of
Dude,
things going this year.
for real, he does.
Not trying to, jinx anything or be superstitious. And
Uh,
I
he-
really
he-
wish him the best over there, man. He's got a lot of fire, bro. He's spent a lot of time and money, blood, sweat, and tears in that shit. And
yep. Yes. So shout out to MJ. So, but yeah, they were paired. First pairing was paired in late October. First recorded locks were late November, November 20th.
all
So they
right,
were together almost a full month, almost, because I paired them on the 24th of October. So they were
all
almost a
right.
full month before I recorded first locks. First refusal for the food was in December 10th. So
Okay. Yeah,
ovulation,
man. So that was quick, man. It's like a month later, she's
yeah,
she's refusing.
it happened pretty fast. Yeah,
Yeah,
November 18th to December 10th was the first refusal. So what is that? Maybe two and a
yeah,
half weeks,
yeah. That's awesome, man.
something like that. So
Yeah, Interesting, man.
She ovulated on.
You think that you just timed it like perfectly and you just made that window and that's, you know,
Man, I
um,
mean, who knows, man? It was a pretty, lucky year for me for, first year trying to breed, and
yeah,
doing three pairings and having all three go, So it was, I don't know if it was luck or if it was perfect timing for the animals that, you know, but I mean, I did everything according to my mentor, Garrick, he helped me out a lot. So I did everything according to him and shit worked out, fell into place.
yeah, yeah,
So,
man. Garrick's a really good dude.
yeah, yeah.
I
So
really
yeah,
like to hear what he says. He's very transparent about things.
he just had a clutch lay as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that
Yeah,
was a Pluto Siren
yeah.
pairing.
Those are
Yeah,
some
he's
those eggs look so freaking
yeah,
huge though, man. They're small as hell, but I bet
yeah,
they looked huge.
yeah.
So
And Garrick tells it like it is, man. He's not afraid to speak his mind. He's
yeah,
a very trustworthy person to talk to, highly respected
yeah,
individual in this hobby for sure.
yeah.
And he was talking about the cycling thing. I kind of glanced over the cycling topic. I'm still learning about it, still kind of unsure about it. It definitely does make sense. And Tony Hurt does a great job explaining the cycling in the episode we just watched, episode we just had a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
He's into diamond, mostly diamond carpet pythons, so they're a lot different. They get a lot cooler and things like that, and they go off food for a lot longer. Um, maybe not. Maybe some people do a pretty, strong cycling schedule. However, I heard it recently. I heard someone saying that. Don't quote me on it, but Garrick said that he used to cycle, but then he didn't really cycle this year, and the female went like the same exact time, like almost to the day, like that he did when he did cycle. So he's like, if I'm, not cycling and she's still going for me, like, why even bother cycling? Like, why not just
That's
do what
true.
I do? So, and I kind of hear that because these animals, like I said on the last podcast as well, I'm not going to go too into it, but these animals are smart. They know what's going on. They know, if I'm breeding rodents and the rodents are plenty available and I'm just hammering food, okay, they know maybe it's time to breed or something, or if the rodents go away, maybe it's time to breed or something like that. Or they could feel the biometric pressure. They know it's raining outside or they know the temperatures are dropping.
Yeah.
Unless you're in like a basement or something with a sealed environment, but they know what's going on. So I think there's a bit of like natural cycling that just happens.
I mean,
If you leave
it's crazy you mention all this because I did try one female that I tried in 2023. I tried her again last year and kind of tried to time it right around the same time that I bred her the year before and kind of close to when our temperatures here were kind of starting to drop. And I never got anything from her, no locks with the male. Tried a couple different males in there with her. Just no locks, no interest, no courting, just nothing. So I
yeah,
mean, it
that
could be
was
where certain females always go at a certain time. Uh, I thought that same thing, would happen with this
so you're
female.
saying you cycled both times, but this time she didn't want to go.
Mm-mm. She didn't go
Yeah,
this time, and I did the exact same
you
thing
did the exact same thing. Yeah,
as far as cycling first time.
yeah, yeah. I
So
mean, I got a pairing going right now, and I don't know. I know it's late in the season, or maybe it's early in the season. I don't know when the season is. Honestly, I'm
yeah,
just
right.
throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
I unpaired what I had paired for 2024. I unpaired it already, kind of just giving them a break, give them a
Yeah,
couple months off. If
yeah,
maybe try to recycle again, do
yeah.
it fast and then give them a cycle and see what happens.
'Cause I notice a lot of my ball pythons are going. I just got my first ball python clutch. It just got laid in March, late March, and so I don't, I think I have another couple females that are gravid right now. So it's like, why not pair up the chondros too? It's if the ball
Yeah,
pythons are going, why not just try to pair up the chondros and then
I
kind
know a
of
lot of know people that pair in the spring and summer and still have
Yeah.
success. You know,
Yeah, so it's like maybe I'll just start that schedule. I'll just like start planning on pairing, around late winter. This was a pretty late winter, to be honest with you, Lupe. It was
yeah.
cold. It's still cold. Honestly, right now in Cali, it's still getting into the 50s at nighttime, and
Okay.
it's still
We
like maybe low 70s in the daytime. It's
we
still
warmed
pretty
up
cool.
good over here. So I mean, we're
Yeah,
in the high 80s, almost
yeah.
90s daily, and maybe low 70s, high 60s at night now. So
We just had some rainfall too, just a little light kind of rain. So it was some more rain though. So that was cool to have some more rain. It's been pretty light on rain over here.
yeah,
It started to produce more in the late. Yeah, everything's going late this season. I feel like so.
maybe they'll
Yeah,
go for you late. Then never know.
yeah, man. We're gonna figure it out, bro. Let you guys know how it goes, man. Sharing all that information over here. So back to your pairing. So you got the eggs in April. No, they hatched. So
Let's
you
see.
incubated. What was your incubation method and what
Let's see.
temperature?
Well, as far as that first parent, she laid eggs on February 10th, which hatched in April. So she laid in
Okay.
February, hatched in April. Um, as far as incubation for all three clutches, uh, I did over straight water, substrate, straight water, distilled water.
Hmm.
Um, I think I had it at 80. I think I had it at 88, bro. And that was keeping it right at 87.5, like inside the egg box. So I
Yeah.
incubated at 88 for 40 days, baked them for
Okay.
straight 40 days. And then day 40 started dropping the temp 86, which kept it at about 85.5 in the egg box
All right.
for the last 10 days. And I opened up all the little air holes I had.
Mm. Okay.
And I did
And
all three clutches the same way.
was it a wet chamber incubation in
No,
the incubator?
dry chamber, only, water in the egg box.
You're running sim containers or just some homemade?
Some
Or,
containers, yes.
okay.
The large sim containers with just straight water.
And does the water like evaporate out of those at all, or it stays in there pretty well?
Stays pretty good. I
Yeah.
never had to add water.
You never had to add water.
No.
How much water did you put in there, you think?
Let's see. About halfway between the bottom and underneath the
Okay.
eggs, about halfway.
For sure. Okay.
Something like that. Yeah. I put plenty, so I just in case some evaporated, I wouldn't have to add, because I really didn't want to lift the tray with the eggs on.
Okay.
So
Yeah, and with those sim containers, you don't need any like press and seal or
I
whatever.
didn't use
Is
any.
there a gasket? Is there like latches on those or
No, it's pretty much
snapped
just
on?
a lid that just sits right on top. So if you have kind of nothing sitting on top of the box, it's just a floppy lid. Has no, gaskets or anything to.
Okay, yeah. I think I recall that it kind of has breathing,
Yeah,
already
yeah,
it has breathing. And then
yeah.
it has air holes on top of that too. You have like vents that you could slide open.
I just drilled air holes around the side of the box,
Okay.
4 on each side,
Okay.
all the way around. And then
And so you open those at Dave.
I had one on each side open the entire time.
Oh, okay.
Just has a little bit of air.
Okay.
And then on day 40, I opened up all of them.
Yeah, and you said they hatched on day what?
Let's see. Day 53. 53
Okay.
on the
And
first clutch.
they all pipped or you cut?
I actually lost a lot on that first clutch.
Okay.
I lost a lot. I had a total of 17 eggs that she laid. All of them had veins. They all were fertile eggs. So all good eggs. And I lost, let's see. Well, let's just say 5 hatched out of all those 17.
Yeah. Did they look like they all went the distance?
I had a total of 8 that went the distance, and 3 were dead in egg. The other ones kind of molded and, just went bad on me. And I think that was all my fault. because I didn't wipe the lid too much on that first clutch. So I think a lot
Mm,
of little droplets kind of wet the eggs.
mm.
They just molded slowly.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah, that seems like a hassle to go in there and wipe the lid. Like, did you ever
I
think
mean,
of
it's crazy because on my second and third clutch, I didn't wipe the lid, but maybe once every 8 to 9 days. And it's not like it had a lot of condensation on it. I
for
just,
sure?
I had, and the good thing about that is I had extra boxes. So when I needed to open it, I wouldn't even wipe it. I just take the lid off, put a new lid on top,
Ah,
So,
smart. That's very
yeah.
smart. Yeah.
So, I didn't have
That's
to take the lid off, wipe it down, and then put
yeah.
it back on. I just plop, plop, done,
That's a
close.
great point, Lupe. Thank you, man. Yeah. It's a
So I
great
had
tip right there, dude.
Yeah. So, but knowing that the lid doesn't have like any type of gaskets, I put water bottles on top just to kind of keep it
Mm,
down and not have too much airflow going through it underneath.
yeah. Yeah, what about like putting some like Lego blocks or something so it like goes at an angle and the water kind of drops down? You ever think that like I kind of hear ball python people say that
I
it kind of
mean,
sounds like
I, di- I didn't
I mean
really have
obviously yeah.
I didn't really have a problem like on the second and third as far as water dropping because I hatched almost every single egg from the second and third. Um,
Awesome, man.
But I guess for some reason I just never wiped it at all on the first clutch, and I think that was why I lost a lot of eggs.
Yeah.
40
So
days.
are you cutting the eggs?
No, I wait for first pip and then I cut.
Yeah, okay. Then you cut. All right.
Yeah, after first pip.
Okay. And how's your cutting technique? Like you
Little
just making a small like a
little
really
V. Little V, yeah.
yeah, little V. Okay.
Yeah, just a small little V. But I
Okay,
lost a lot of
interesting.
eggs. I only hatched 5 total out of the first clutch. All of them came out, out the egg. About 12 hours after one of them died, though. So I only ended up with 4
Mm.
out of the first clutch.
Oh, okay. Okay, man.
Yeah. So,
Thanks for sharing your story, man. I appreciate you,
yeah, no problem.
sharing it. And so the how long do you keep them in the ink after they hatch out? You keep them in the incubator for a little bit,
Yeah,
like in a
probably
group? Or-
about 5 to 7 days or so.
Okay, until after they shed out, and then you separate them,
No, no,
or no?
I keep them in about 5, 7 days. Just kind of maybe let the see if their umbilical, because they'll still hang out with their umbilical cord, right around the cage or little box. But after about 5, 7 days, hopefully that little umbilical cords, and then I'll separate them, into their individuals over water substrate until after that first shed.
All right. Okay.
But yeah, I kept all of them in there a little bit to get, together just for a little while. I didn't separate right away.
All right, man.
So
And how did feeding go after that? You fed after their first shed?
that was it was tough on me, man. Out of the 32, 33 eggs I hatched, I mean, I'm about 18 of them refused. I had quite a few of them, that were refusing runners, and
Yeah.
so they put me through the ringer, bro,
They
for a
kicked
little
your ass,
while.
huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for a little while. But luckily that chicken gizzard is an easy method of feeding, man. So that made it a little bit easier to get these
Yeah.
non-eaters, going.
So you just assist feed the chicken gizzard after a while, or you would like try to offer them the chicken gizzard and then see if
I
they
I
take
went
it? Or?
straight to assist feeding after they didn't want to eat for about 3 weeks after their first shed. I tried to feed them. I leave them alone for a week. Try to feed them, leave them alone.
Yeah.
After 2 refusals, I just started stuffing shit down their throat.
Yeah. So you just kind of like grab the neonate gently and open
Yeah,
its mouth and just gently like
yeah,
place
yeah.
it kind of
Yeah, you can kind
back
of
in
once
there.
you get that thing close to their mouth, they're kind of gonna open and want to bite. Once they bite down, it's kind of very easy just to push it in.
Okay.
So
All right.
yeah, after getting some of these assists fed, though, some of them took off and some of them didn't. I had to assist feed maybe. I think the one I assist fed the most was maybe 6 meals, and then
Wow. Okay.
after I actually took a vacation. I assist fed him before I left. I took a vacation, and then when I got back, I gave him an extra week. And dude, that got almost every single one of them going on its own. Just give them assist feeding them, and then give them a 2-3 week break. I would say maybe 12 of them going on their own. So that
Awesome,
helped
man.
out.
Yeah.
Just leaving them
Sick,
alone for a
dude.
little while.
Nice, man.
Alex, what up?
Yeah, what up, Alex? Thanks for tapping in, bro. Yeah, man. That's awesome. So you got those up established, and how many of those do you still have now? Out of those 30, you say you have 32 hatchlings.
I had 32. I kept 18. Well, I got 17 now. So
All right, yeah, that's a
17.
good number.
Yeah.
And you're still hanging on to those for now? Are those going anywhere?
For now, they're gonna stay until I figure out the sex, man. I want to keep
Okay.
a certain ratio out of
Yeah.
what I held back, and after I figure out what sex they are and which ones I want to keep,
Yeah.
I'll probably let go 5, 6 or so.
And how old are those now?
They turn 1 on Sunday. First clutch actually is 1 already.
Okay.
Back in April.
Yeah.
2 and 3, they turn 1 on the 4th and on the 7th of May. So
Yeah.
about to be 1 years old.
So that clutch was in 2024. Those clutches, and do you have any more pairings going on right now?
No, I did. I separated everything already.
Okay.
Like I told you, I never saw any courting, any type of locks or any type of cuddling, nothing. So
when are you going to start back in fall again? You start pairing back
a
in
little
fall?
bit, yeah. I'm gonna give them a little fasting period. I guess at the end of summer, and then close to maybe. I think I'm gonna start pairing at the beginning of October this year, though. So maybe close to October.
All right. And are you doing any of the females back to back, or?
Well, 2 of the clutches, I gave them a year off. The second and third clutch, they didn't breed last year, or this. Nobody bred. Nothing went for me this past year.
Okay, so this was okay. So I'm kind of mixed up. So you were pairing in late 2023 to early 2024.
Correct.
And then so now it's already it's already been over a year.
Yeah.
And okay, so now they're due to be paired again this
Correct.
fall.
Yeah.
That's
this
cool.
fall. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one that I did run back, she didn't go for me, so I'll
Okay.
try her again this year. Well, actually, I tried 2. Both of them didn't go, so I'll try both of them again.
That was going to be my next question. Is like, would you run back to backs? Like, not encouraging it, but just.
Well, I tried it and it didn't work for me. She was, she gained all her weight back and was, to me in my eyes, she was ready to go again. So I tried it and it just didn't go.
Okay.
So
what was your biggest clutch size so far?
Well, the first clutch was 17 eggs, but I only ended up with 4 babies. Let's see. Clutch 2 had
What up, Chuck?
Clutch 2 had 16 eggs. I lost 1, 15 hatched, I think. And second clutch was my biggest. I think all 15 of them went. I believe it was 14 or 15, something like that. And then on the third clutch, it was about the same, 13 or 14 as well.
And these are all first-time females.
14 neos. Yeah, all 3 of them were first time.
Yeah, first-time females. Yeah.
It was 2 5-year-olds and a 4.5-year-old. So.
All right. Yeah, that's about what age this girl is right here. She's about 4.5, 5 years old. Big Biak girl.
Okay. Thanks. What is she weighing? Do you weigh your animal?
Yeah, I haven't weighed her yet. I need to. She's really big. I'd say she's about 1,000 grams or more. Yeah, she's pretty big. I got a big male in there, and she like dwarfs him.
He's in there right now?
Yeah, they're still in there. I'm gonna separate them soon. He's like cruising and refusing, man. He ate. I paired them and they locked, and I separated them, and he ate finally once, and he kept refusing. He's just cruising like all day, all night, just cruising, bro. So I just I throw him in there, and he's just cuddled up next to her. He just loves being next to her, bro. He doesn't want to be away from her, which is awesome, man. Honestly,
together, man.
Yeah, I mean, some weird Craigslist chondros, bro, but he's like a uterensis type. He was sold to me as a Biak. This guy didn't. He got him in a trade for some enclosures or something like that, or yes, or for a boa or something. So yeah, he's like a nice Uterensis type, and then the female's a Biak. So that'll be an interesting pairing, bro.
Yeah.
A Uterensis to Biak, dude. Yeah, it's it'll be interesting to see if I get any reds or if it's all yellow or something like that. Be really cool, really fun, man. Really exciting, bro.
Were they red or yellow as babies?
I have no clue, man. The Biak was actually a yellow for sure. I mean, you know, I should be able to tell. Like the male looks like he's probably a yellow. Um, I honestly, he's so old, man. I'd say he's like at least 10 years old. He's a huge male, bro. This thing is like, yeah, he's huge, bro. Um, really big male. And
Hey,
but he shed huge plugs and he's locking up. Obviously, he's a male.
just leave them in there.
Yeah. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. He's just like a completely different color tone than the Biak. He's like a kind of like a sea foam, more of like a bluish green, like a teal, and she's like kind of a lighter green, like not really light green, but like a kind of like a minty green, and he's more of like a sea foamish teal. So they're like completely different, kind of a yin and yang. So it's pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, man. I think.
Are you gonna artificial incubate if you get a clutch from them?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the incubator fired up. I already got some ball pythons cooking right here. They're due to hatch in late May.
Okay.
Looking forward to that. Got some dark. It's a dark pairing. Some hypo. Hatched out my first leopard gecko recently. It was pretty cool.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I bred chameleons in the past. I had a clutch of panther chameleons. My female laid 19 eggs, and I incubated them for a whole year in my closet. And I had a
year.
Yeah, panther chameleons incubate for maybe if you do artificial, it's shorter, but they take about a year to hatch, and it was like exactly a year to the date it hatched.
Moly, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man, it was gnarly, bro. It kicked my ass, dude. And
Crazy.
they're so short. They only live like 3 years too, like 3 to 5 years.
Really?
So I got one lock out of the male. I just like paired them up for fun. I'm like a kind of a guy where like if I get an animal, I want to get a male and a female. I don't want to just get one. It's just like, poor animal's going to sit there by itself all its life. Like, that's why I got my daughter a male leopard gecko, and now they paired up and we produced another leopard gecko, man. So
nice.
It's, so it's like, why not, bro? Like she's, the female's going to be there laying in fertile eggs, waiting to be fertilized. So, yeah, so I hatched the chameleon eggs, incubated them for a whole year. So the male got a lock with the pairing, and the male chameleon died like shortly after the pairing. And then the female, I was like disappointed that he passed away. And then the female, she was still kicking. And then I saw her go down because I kept a ficus tree inside of the chameleon enclosure. So I climb on the little ficus tree, and I could see her going into the pot like she wanted to dig. So I put her in a 5-gallon bucket of Eco Earth, and just like she laid the eggs. I could tell she laid the eggs. It was really hard to find them. They really like pack the eggs. They dig all the way down to the bottom, lay the eggs, and I had to dig out like 19 chameleon eggs. And then she passed away shortly after laying.
Damn.
And and then so I just had the eggs. I'm like, oh well, thank God, at least I got these eggs. It's like not a total loss. Like so I incubated the eggs for a whole year, and I got about a 50% hatch rate. And I had the hatchlings just growing up, eating fruit flies. They were doing good, really cute. And something tragic happened where they accidentally got put outside in the sunlight, and they just all cooked in the sun.
All of them?
Yeah, all of them. All of them cooked,
Yeah,
bro. So I don't recommend putting baby reptiles in the direct sunlight.
Yeah.
They're gonna die for sure.
That sucks.
It was. I wasn't
all that time spent.
Oh yeah, it was a tough loss, bro. Yeah, it kicked my ass, and it kind of got me out for a little while, but then I jumped back in and found a new love with the snakes. And here we are, bro, talking about green tree pythons and
Oh yeah.
diamond carpet pythons with Lupe, man, the legend, bro. And
I
yeah,
mean,
it's
it's
just a little.
crazy because I've always been into reptiles. I've had boas. I actually produced one. What kind of geckos are they? Crested gecko. I had some pairs here, put them together. I never saw them breeding or even lay the eggs. I just opened up the cage one day and there was a baby gecko in there. I was like, oh shit, I got a gecko.
Yeah, for
But
real, man.
yeah, that's the only other animals I've ever produced was just the geckos. I had the boas, but never tried to breed them. They were kind of always
Yeah.
just pets. I had a ball python long, long time ago, just as a pet. I
Yeah.
mean, green
Yeah, so
tree.
I've produced 3 different species of reptile now. I've done leopard geckos, panther chameleons, and ball pythons so
Well,
far.
when was
So
your first ball python clutch?
just in late March, my first clutch finally.
Okay.
It feels like it's been forever, Lupe. Like I've been back in the game, but it's been honestly like less than 2 years. I think just less than 2 years. I started acquiring animals, and I already have, my first clutch. That's what kind of getting bigger animals can do. You could kind of jump ahead a few years because
Yeah.
I got some hatch. I was buying some hatch. I bought a few hatchlings here and there. Ball python. That's why I wanted with the chondros. I just wanted to get some bigger animals because I knew the ball pythons. Man, it's like, man, these things take forever to get to size, bro. It's like, I still have some hatchlings that are growing up. So
It's
I was like,
fun to
oh,
get them when they're a little older to jump ahead. But if you want to get the really good stuff,
yeah, yeah,
you got to go for the younger. You have to buy
yeah,
them.
yeah. I was like,
Nobody
oh
wants,
man.
nobody
I was
wants to
like,
start a subadult, female
yeah,
that's ready to go in a year and a half.
yeah. I was like,
uh,
so you can find some cool stuff on Craigslist, bro. I've had some good luck recently, man.
I've
And
never actually
I mean,
looked on Craigslist for an animal, man, to be honest.
yeah, there's a couple available right now in Los Angeles. There's two females. I would just go there and like swab them and say like, yeah, I'm serious about getting them. Probably just do a quick swab on them and go from there. Maybe before you jump the
Yeah,
gun on them.
yeah, for
That's
sure.
what I would recommend if you're gonna get an animal on Craigslist. Just ask them if you could just do a quick swab and check them out and then go from there. You could get a good score on Craigslist, bro. It's done good for me. But yeah, definitely you could get a nice animal as a neonate that you don't know what it's going to look like in the future, man, and it could be the one that they let go, and you could
Yeah,
you could get the W on that one,
for sure.
and
I
so you
hadn't
can
bought a
get.
snake in a long time, but I had to reach out to Steven Saltman with
Okay,
with that Luna and Singularity pairing.
all right.
Uh,
What's his handle? What's his?
he's Cosmic Chondros.
Oh, for sure. Okay,
Yeah,
all
so
right.
I hadn't bought an animal in a long time, but I had to reach out to him and snatch up a
Yeah,
Neo from that clutch. So
yeah.
got me a
Man,
Neo.
there's so many like awesome breeders, bro. It's hard to keep up with all the like pairings and lineages, bro. It's
Oh, for sure.
like, man, I love it all, man. It's
That's why I
so
didn't get
nice.
into ball pythons because of all the damn morphs.
Oh, dude, yeah. I know it's like trading cards, man. Now it's like, now I got 30 of them.
You have
And
30 ball pythons?
no, about like 20 something. 20 something, yeah.
And you're up to date with all the morphs and what each one is, and
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm a big ball python nerd, honestly. Like MJ says, bro, we wouldn't be here wasn't for the ball pythons, man.
yeah.
Definitely they were my gateway drug back into it.
I mean, I've had some ball pythons before. Just it was just some normal stuff back in like 2000.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I had some like old footage on my Instagram of like a 2010 reptile show, and it's like a leopard clown is like $2,000, and it's it's so crazy to see the evolution of the ball pythons to where we are now, man. There's some crazy
Yeah,
looking animals now, bro. Like
is
I got some really cool looking stuff, man. I'm really excited too about that in the future. And I'm kind of male heavy on that. The females take quite a while to get up to size, so I'll probably offload some males after I get some clutches from them, stuff like that.
Okay.
Um, kind of ran out of room.
It runs out
Yeah,
quick, man.
yeah, man.
It does.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. Tug's
crazy.
got a sip coming.
I think, was it maybe earlier this week? I had like a reminder or like a memory on my pictures where I only had like 2 focus cubes, and that's all it was. And now I have everything in the room's all focused. So
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
it's
and
crazy
that's
how far it's
when
come.
you yeah, when you start to get into the arboreals, it definitely like eats up a whole lot of that's what kind of took over, I started prioritizing that, you know. Um some point dude, it's like you got to close off your collection and just work with what you got, bro.
Yeah, man. But I mean, like, yeah, I agree. But I had to, every now and then, you're just gonna have to add some new stuff if you want to branch out and have,
Yeah.
have that new blood in your collection.
Yeah, man. So you got the clutch going, bro, and you got your animals growing up now. And you got some fire stuff out there, bro. Just like, what like give us some let's check out your Instagram, bro. How about that?
Yeah,
Want
man,
to
let's check it out.
I
A lot
got
of
your
the pictures
Instagram
on
pulled up.
there lately are, of my stuff that I've hatched and growing up.
I don't know if you guys can see. We can see this here, yeah. We're checking it right here. I'll just blow it up to the full Oh, I don't think they could. I'm not sure if they could still hear us with the screen like that. So, I'll just stick to this.
What's fine?
So, you got some stuff here. This is one of your animals that you produced.
Yeah, that's from
Yeah.
the third clutch from the sickness female I have from Phoenix Reptiles to a House of Blue
Yeah.
male.
What are you looking to get out of this kind of a melanistic blue animal?
I mean, it's funny you say that because he wasn't the original male that I had with her. He was kind of a backup male, and the original male I had with that sickness female was a calico male from the Splash line, and he just wasn't doing his job. So after a while, I took him out and threw in the House of Blue male just to see if maybe it's her or maybe it's him, and I'm assuming it was him because after throwing the House of Blue male in, I saw only one lock, to be honest, from that third pairing. One confirmed lock.
Oh wow, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's
So,
that's
but
good to hear, bro.
But
You've
yeah,
been
man, it
killing it,
looks
man.
like the bloodline or the two bloods together, look really good. Hopefully some really blue, nice dorsals and with some, a lot of black speckle and some melanism in it.
Yeah, some nice yellow. This female looks like she has a lot of nice yellow diamonds and
That's a
really nice.
House of Blue female as well.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
this dam to the second clutch.
It sounds like you're kind of breaking up to me, Lupe. I don't know.
You want me to
I don't
exit
know
and
if.
come back in?
You're good right now. You're good. Maybe if it keeps going, we'll
Okay.
check. But yeah, you've been killing it on the hunting and fishing too, bro. Is this
Sorry,
from that same
you,
clutch?
you broke up for a second. I didn't hear you. What'd you
Oh,
say?
okay. Maybe I'm breaking up, but it's you've been killing it with the hunting and fishing and all that, man. You're
Yeah, man.
pretty cool outdoorsman, bro.
Yeah, I like being outdoors. I do a lot of hunting and fishing.
Yeah.
So deer
Yeah. So,
hunting, hog hunting, bird hunting. So
which clutch was this from? Was that from the same clutch? The
that's from the second clutch. That's from the dam you just showed.
paired to the sickness male? Or
No, that she was paired to a blue line male from Dave D.
okay, yeah, man. Yeah, that's wow.
So that
Gotta
if you that animal right there, and if you scroll up, scroll back up, I think it's the very last picture I posted, maybe, or second to the last. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I didn't post it on here. I
What
posted it
was
on
it?
Facebook.
Okay.
I didn't post it on here.
This animal's got some cool diamonds on it right here.
That's from the third clutch from the House of Blue with the Sickness female. So a lot of those have been going pretty dark on me. Even some of the
Yeah.
ones I've released, they've gotten
Yeah.
a lot of black on them.
Yeah, it's looking pretty dark right here.
So
Nice mask on it.
hopefully they hold on to a lot of that. So
Yeah.
I mean, they're still
These
young.
diamonds, do you think these diamonds are going to change? They're going to like hollow out?
Man, I see some green coming in on some of them, man. So I
Yeah,
think
for
some of
sure.
them are going to be hollowing out and kind of fading a little bit.
Yeah. So right here, this is your sickness male. Oh, calico male.
No, that is a calico male from Velvet and Sunshine.
All right.
So it's a velvet male, a velvet line calico male.
Yeah, bro, you got a lot of neonates up here just teasing us with them neonates.
That's the sire to the second clutch.
Yeah, wow, man. That's a fucking amazing animal, dude.
Yeah, he's really nice, dude.
Dave D's got such a nice collection, bro. It's just
He's got an amazing collection.
His page is just his page blows me away, man. That's one of my pages that I like to show off to like my non-reptile friends. It's like, dude, look at this guy's page right here, bro.
For real, right? Like, don't even show him. I don't even show people my own. I'm like, you want to see some cool shit? Come look at this guy's page.
Yeah, his like professional. I don't know how he takes those pictures. They're all in like the dark lighting and stuff.
Yeah, I actually reach out to Dave D quite often just to see if he ever has anything he's thinking about releasing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. This is a nice calico animal.
Yeah,
right
that's actually a sister to the calico male you just showed from Velvet.
Okay.
They're from the same clutch. I have a male and a female from that clutch.
Okay, yeah, to this one. Yeah, this one right here.
Yeah, they're brother and sister from the same clutch.
Yeah. Okay. What's up with this animal right here?
He's a calico male from the Splash.
Was this a red or yellow Neo?
He was red.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah, he was a red Neo from the Splash line, calico.
Yeah, I saw that. They had some yellows still available. I think maybe from a repeat pairing, or it was a TSK calico.
Yeah,
I saw on Morph Market.
Yeah, I saw him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Some dope stuff you got here, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Dude, that one's crazy. It almost looks the exact same like that as at a year old, just lighter. It's a lighter brown color, but the exact same hasn't changed really.
Do you have any updated pictures of this one posted?
No, I don't.
Okay, cool, bro. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do this too. We'll do if I do this, and we could do some live Morph Market reactions, bro. Those are always a hit. So these are some animals that are up on Morph Market right now. I know this guy's in Cali. Look at that, $300 Biak. I don't know if I think this guy comes with a lot of imports. It's captive bred, actually. Look at that, $300, bro. So this is a red Neo, right? This is like a red Neo.
Yeah. Just in its orange phase now.
Yeah. So he's got farm bred. Oh, okay, it's a farm bred. Treated for internals, externals.
I would like to add a really nice female Biak to my collection.
Yeah.
It's got to be the right one, though. You know?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Wait for MJ to produce some or something, man. He's got some.
Yeah, for real.
Some fire pairings going up, bro.
He's got a bunch of pure Biak pairings.
Yeah. Yeah, man. These guys right here. Some bunch of yellows, looking like a bunch of yellows. Dude's got the high white
in my collection. I got one animal in my collection that was a yellow Neo, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I got two yellows. I got two reds, two yellows, and that Uterensis male. I mean, maybe he's a yellow too. I don't know. He's kind of a question mark. I could show you
Yeah,
my
just
Instagram.
just
I
check
could
them
show you
out.
my Instagram. Yeah, there's not really
You
much on
can
here
tell.
right here. Just doing some live morph market reactions. There's Will Banks got the yellow Jayas.
Yeah,
I know some of the homies. Look at Buddy Buscemi's got his pairing right here. Shout out to Buddy Buscemi, dude. Guy's a professional. He's got some sick stuff too, man. This
that's a
whatever
great.
this female or male or female or whatever he's got. Is that like
Yeah,
this one right here is badass. Like kind of that Arfac look
it does have
almost.
that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really nice.
Or like Wamina or something. His face hugger, yeah. It's just Buddy Buscemi kills it, bro. I just try to see if I could show. I think some of the homies. There was these weird, kind of cool looking animals that were different. I don't know. Maybe the homies sold their animals. I know some homies had their animals posted for sale. D's balls and exotics, and I don't know if Tuck
Yeah,
had anything for
I
sale.
did see some of his
I
stuff
think
or one of his animals on there.
they might have sold it. Got Socrates got his animal right there.
Gecko Barracks got that male up there still too. That's on a
Yeah.
auction as well.
Where's okay right here? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
reserve not met.
If I'm not mistaken, dude, if it says it in there, what dam it came from? It might have been a dam I sold him a long time ago.
Yeah.
Female. I sold him
Oh
a
really?
female.
Yeah. I don't. It doesn't say. Doesn't say right there.
Yeah.
But I know Ian's got some nice stuff. He posts from time to time too.
I used to have a few snakes from Ian, man. They didn't fit into what I was trying to
Yeah.
do, so I ended up releasing them. But
Yeah, he's kind of has a kind of a mix of kind of localities in there, kind of just mixed up in there.
he produces some really quality animals, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's working with the Amazons and stuff too, and Sanzinia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I've had a couple from him. They didn't fit into what I was gonna try as far as future breeding plans, so I ended up releasing them.
yeah, for sure, bro. Let's check out my IG page really quick, and I can show you that.
That male.
That male that I got. So I go to my Instagram. I'll go to mine and see right here. Got this male. Yeah, this is the first leopard gecko I produced right here. Doesn't want to blow it up. So it's weird. Sometimes Instagram does this. It doesn't blow it up when I try to blow up the picture right here. Here they are paired up, but unfortunately I can't like scroll through it.
It was weird.
But I have other pictures of him. There's a picture of me. I was West Coast Amphibians, bro. I was 15 years old going to the Reptile Super Show.
Nice.
Yeah, West Coast Amphibians. That was my YouTube channel name. 14 years ago, I had a YouTube channel. And so here's that male. He's deep in shed. He looks really cool when he's in shed. It's like almost turns blue. But here's the male right here when he's out of shed. So I hit up Patrick Holmes. This is when I first paired him here, but nothing happened. Really.
Very hard to tell.
Yeah, I mean, he's got like a faint. It's when the animals get so old, they just kind of wash out, and it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah. You said he's
Like,
about 10?
I mean, I'd assume he's like, you know, like at least like 8 to 10 years old, bro, because
Yeah.
he's, I mean, he's a huge male. This dude is giant, bro. Like his eyes are huge. His sperm plugs were giant. So this is the female right here that I got, the Biak female.
Is that the one he's paired with now?
Yeah, he's paired up. Yeah, now they were locked. This picture right here, he's like doing the damn thing. He's on top of her right there.
How long ago was that, you said?
That was around April, the beginning of April, and now I just got another lock this past weekend. They were locked up. So I've had 2 locks so far.
She's still eating though?
And yeah, I haven't fed her. I fed her a big meal, and then I paired them up like a week or 2 weeks later after I fed her. After the first lock, I fed her a big meal and then separated them. I fed him, and since they both ate, and he's just cruising, I just paired him back up, and she's, they locked up good, really good this time. And I mean, it's like sometimes you hear that the male won't lock up if he knows that the female's not ready, then he won't waste his time. Like you kind of hear, I've heard that. So maybe he knows something's going on with her, and I don't know, who knows. But yeah, she hasn't. I haven't tried to feed her again yet, so we'll see. We'll see, Lupe. I'll let you know, bro. But yeah, he's a pretty interesting looking male. Unfortunately, I can't expand the picture. This is like a pretty good picture of him. Okay, right here. But yeah, man, it's really hard to tell.
It definitely is. He's got like some black washout too on his.
Yeah, he's got like some. Yeah, someone said like mite phase, but it looks more like shadow, like kind of like shady, like Alex Warren's animal. But let me know in the comments, guys, if whatever you guys think this animal might be. I mean, it could be a mix. Like it could produce red and yellow babies. Who knows? I mean, it's a Uterensis type. That's what Patrick Holmes, his best guess was. So,
that's the one you said came from Craigslist. You said.
Yeah, it came from Craigslist. Yep, both of these, the female and the male. Yeah, they came Nido tested clean, just quarantined them, and they just, doing good.
Yeah.
And
my female looked very similar to that one with a lot of white speckling on it.
Yeah.
I have a female. She's my only yellow Neo in my collection too.
Yeah, man, it's interesting. Interesting pairing, bro.
Yeah, see what comes from it.
There. Yeah, like I say, I mean, a Uterensis type animal, they usually produce like a mix of red and yellow. Like there's no, I mean, I haven't heard of like a Cyclops clutch that was like all yellow, or a Jayapura clutch that was all. I mean, yeah, I mean, a Jayapura clutch could be all yellow, I guess. I don't know.
I think that one
that Tuck did or something.
Mike Wilbanks did recently was all yellow. That Jayapura that he has posted.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
I think all those were yellows.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. I mean, it's pretty much. If you have anything you want to talk about, or any learning experiences, like key takeaways that you could share with us, Lupe.
Oh man, learning experiences. Man, the only thing I could say that I probably would do different was during incubation. I got to keep an eye on that condensation all over the lid sides. Something I didn't pay attention to, and I think that was a big reason I lost a lot of the eggs out of the first clutch. Other than that, just make sure you pay attention to that temperature in the incubation too. I mean, it could had a buddy reach out to me recently, was testing his incubator, and he was testing his incubator because he got a clutch coming up, and he wasn't having no airflow come out the bottom of it. And it's the exact same sea serpent that I use, a lot of other people use. He wasn't having no airflow, and he reached out to me and was like, "Hey, is this normal?" Or, so I plugged mine up and I was, checked it out. I was like, "Nah, man, I got a bunch of airflow through mine." What was happening is the heat tape that was mounted to the back had kind of fallen down and was blocking the flow of air coming out the bottom. So luckily he caught that before, he threw some eggs in there and cooked them, or just not the right temperature.
All right.
Just test everything before you use it for sure.
Yeah, that's why I'm happy I got the ball python fired up to kind of do the test run.
Yeah.
Are you you're just gonna stick to the chondros for now, not gonna branch out to anything?
Man, probably
any
not,
other
man.
species?
If I ever branched out to anything, it'd be some basins, but
Some basins for
I
sure,
don't
man.
know if I'm ready for that live birth stuff after seeing all this shit that MJ's posting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man, it's definitely a ride, bro. Definitely a ride.
It's different, a lot different. So
Yeah,
live
for
birth,
sure.
and I don't know if I want to deal with that.
Yeah,
But I love the animals, the look of them, everything about them. Just I don't
bro.
know if I would breed them.
How about we just take a quick little break? I'll run my intro really quick, and then we could just maybe wrap something up real quick. We'll be gone for maybe a minute and a half or so, and
That's fine.
we'll just I'll run that intro really quick, bro, and give us a second to just gather our thoughts, and we'll be right back, guys. Appreciate you for tapping in, bro. Smash the like button, guys. Stay tuned in for the wrap up stuff, and really appreciate my boy Lupe right here coming through, kicking it on the West Coast, man. West Coast, man, you know where it's at. Best place to relax and kick back. Underneath the palm trees, talk about reptiles and spit facts. From BP to GTP, emeralds to Ackies, the city by the sea where we rock the crease khakis. I don't need no AI intro because I've been at the style. Come kick it on the West Coast and talk about reptiles. Reptiles. Talk about reptiles. Come kick it on the West Coast and talk about reptiles. Yeah, I got that.
Man,
was that?
Yeah, I like the logo, bro. It's sick. You have to send me a sticker or something, man.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I'm getting some. Yeah, I got a Printify shop. It's in my bio on Instagram. So if I got like a coaster, like a little coaster you could buy for now, or like a $20 T-shirt. I think it's like $20 shipped to your house.
Okay.
And just a few different T-shirt options just for now, like a Printify shop. If you guys want to support the homie, dude, and it doesn't really, I don't really make. I cut the like percentage for a profit margin really down, really low, just so people could maybe buy shirt if they want one. Yeah, I got that logo made after I saw the homie Will from Trailer Park Chondros. He got his logo made. I really liked how it came out.
They use the same creator or designer?
Yeah, the same designer. Yeah, his name's Animal Logo Designer with 2 R's on Instagram. I definitely recommend reaching out to him for a quote. It was really affordable. Nice. And really, really happy with it, man. Guy killed it. It's yeah, I had a vision and he just worked with me. I'm like, oh, can you add this? Oh, can you add that? And oh, my bad, bro. I didn't think of this. Can you add this too, please? And oh yeah, he's like, boom, boom. He sent me a sketch out of everything, and we finally got it down. And he just, man, went to town on it. So shout out to that dude, Animal Logo Designer. He's in Indonesia, but he's a really cool dude. And I really liked working with them.
So what's up?
I was really trying to get a logo forever, and I appreciate you, Lupe. And I like your logo as well, man. You got a really nice logo.
Appreciate it, man.
Where'd you get that one done?
Carly did it from Coast
Okay. Yeah.
Morelia, or what is her
Yep.
page? Yeah, is that what it is,
Yeah.
right?
Coastal Morelia for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, Carly
Yeah.
hooked it up. She did my
I
first
love that.
logo as well.
Okay. I like that rug that you got too. Your girl got you that for your birthday or something?
The wife got it for
Christmas?
Christmas. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's cool. Where'd you get that made at?
I'm not exactly sure
Huh?
where she got it made, man.
Yeah. Surprise.
She was just a surprise. Yeah, man. It's funny because I knew it was a rug, and
All right.
I was like, "What the hell?" I was like, "Why are you buying a rug?" She was like, "Oh, it's for Madison, which is my daughter." She's like, "It's for her room." I was like, "I
Yeah.
never thought anything about it."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Open that." I was like, "That's not mine." She was like, "It's yours." So,
Haha. That's
but
funny.
yeah,
That's
it's pretty cool. Yeah, I
it's
like it a
very
lot,
thoughtful. Very thoughtful gift, man.
for sure. Yeah, she's
Maybe
very
like
thoughtful, man. She's gotten me all kinds of cool shit. Like, I'll show it to you real quick.
yeah.
She bought me this fucking bobblehead right here too 1 year for, I don't know if it was for like what it was for.
Oh,
Holding the snake and
yeah.
so
Wow, that's cool, man.
yeah, dude. She buys
Yeah.
me all kinds of little crazy shit and I just put it in here.
That's like a real life AI action figure.
Yeah, she says she dealt with the people forever for like 6 months for them to get it right, get the snake right, get my head shape right, the beard and everything. So I was like, that's pretty cool.
All right. Yeah, so your probe settings real quick, man. Jump back to the probe settings. Like what are you setting your basking spots at?
I do 84 in the big dode enclosures.
Okay.
I do a nighttime drop down to 78 for them. As
Right.
far as the racks that the yearlings, I guess, what are in right now, I have it set to 86, because that's all
Okay.
back heat. So I have it set just a little bit higher in the back, so it gives a little bit more heat off.
Yeah.
But and I give them a night drop as well. Everything's on a night drop except that little bitty one back there that's in the 6-quart tub.
All right.
So everything's
Yeah.
on the same night drop, 78. So,
Okay. Yeah, I right now, like I said, I'm kind of cutting the heat panels off so much on some things. Like the ball python, I just run consistently year round.
are
I don't
they all your ball pythons? Are they in what
like
tubs?
freedom breeder racks. Yeah, all freedom breeder
How does the
mostly.
heat work in that?
Some sterilite. I'll just do belly heat.
Okay, so it's a heat tape belly heat.
Yeah, basically the
Okay.
same thing. Yeah, just do. Yeah, actually, I don't have. I just have like homemade like wood racks that I use. I have the PVC hatchling racks, and I have adult racks or like in wood racks that I built myself.
Okay.
I'm a carpenter by trade, so I could just I built this enclosure behind me right here. I built the perches and everything, so I'm super.
Okay.
You know, uh,
What do you use as far as for the front? Is that a plexiglass or is that an actual glass?
no, it's like acrylic, something like
Okay.
that. Yeah, plexiglass or acrylic. Yeah, just had stuff laying around and yep.
That's what's up.
And yeah, but the heat panels right now, I do have the probe set on like the adults. I'm running like ambient mostly, but I don't let the temperature get below like I think about 76 or 78, something like that. I have my probe set too. So
So how
that
do you have that? So let's just say at nighttime it gets below 75. It automatically kicks
yeah,
in.
it'll kick on. Yeah, the probe will kick on. So basically, I just have it set to night drop all the time.
Okay.
And like it'll get hotter during the day and that panel will just turn off.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I think it's good for the summertime. In the wintertime, boom, fire it back, do the daytime and nighttime again. And then but right now just do the ambient basking, and that'll keep a lot of humidity in there and get better sheds and all around better unless a female's gravid. And we'll do we'll keep the basking spot on. So
Yeah.
just wanted to give a little clarification what I'm running right now. Pretty much I'm running the nitro. So that way it's not, if it does drop in here, I run a little radiant heater,
Hmm.
oil filled heater, but it doesn't really keep up too well. So yeah,
I mean, is it dropping below 78 with y'all's outside temps right now?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. In here it'll drop. It could drop to like low 70s or
Okay.
high 60s in the enclosure. I have thermostats on
Not
like all the
that
enclosures,
might
which
be
isn't.
might be perfect temps for breeding. So
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
just
I mean,
you know.
yeah, exactly. That's where the cycling thing comes in. Just natural, like if you're not in a super insulated room.
Yeah.
Um,
A good
yeah,
thing
man.
about this room, it's in the front of the house, so the sun comes up right in front, so it's not so hot during the morning time. So, by our hardest time of the day is probably 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. By that time, the sun's already on the other side of the house. So stays fairly cool in here, right around 74 throughout the day,
Yeah.
not too bad.
So the breakdown in your animals, like how many adults do you have? How many you got a lot of subadults. I mean yearlings
Yeah,
and
most of them are yearlings right
hatchlings.
now.
Yeah, you have
All my
pretty
stuff
much
I
all
have.
yearlings.
Yeah, yeah. I would
How
say,
many adults do you have? How many subadults and yearlings?
let's see, adults. Let's see. I got 6 male adults that are all over, 3.5 years. That range from 3.5 all the way up to 6 years of age. Um, as far as females, I got 4 females that are adults and two that are sub-adults that are three and 3.5.
All
So
right.
right now it's 6 and 6 pretty much as far as
Okay.
adults, sub-adults.
Yeah, that's a good number, man.
So
That's a good number.
yeah, not too bad.
So you got about like 20 animals in your collection, like 20 plus animals.
Yeah, all together. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
you
at,
got 18. You got like 17 yearlings
uh,
plus
man, well, I've got
plus
17
12.
yearlings that are
You got
mine.
30. You got 30 animals.
Well, I got 17 yearlings that are mine. I got a yearling from Mike Marshall that I did a trade with. I
Okay.
got that
Yeah, yeah.
little bitty as 3-month old from Saltman. And
Yeah.
then I have 3 8-month olds that I did on a pairing with Brian Latimer that he sent me recently. So I don't know.
For
I've got
sure,
about
man.
36 or so. What is that? 12, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, maybe about 34, 35 right now
All
total.
right, man. Exciting, man. Exciting. Forward to see what you do in the future and how your animals progress with their OCCs. Guadalupe, Salazar, man. Thanks for coming kicking on the West Coast with your boy Adrian right here. And I'm looking forward to just sharing my side of it as well. If anyone has any questions, man, reach out to either of us. We got Space City Chondros. I'm West Coast Reptiles.
Appreciate
And
you, Adrian.
any final thoughts
Uh,
or anything, man? Any questions? More questions for me or anything, bro? Or,
no, man, I think
I
I'm
don't know.
good.
Yeah,
I mean, people, or if anybody's interested, probably within the next 3, 4 months, I'm gonna be letting a few go. So just reach out if y'all are interested.
yeah, man. Yeah, you got some high quality animals over there, bro. I was really taken aback when I first got introduced to you on a podcast that I saw you on, and I was like, "Whoa, man, this dude's not playing around." And now that we're in the trap fam together, I definitely see a lot of you in there and getting to know you more, bro. So
Yeah,
thanks for being a real one, man, and all the stuff you do, and you're a good dude, and be safe out there, bro, hunting and all that.
appreciate it.
And
Thank you.
I'll run it. I'll put you backstage real quick, bro, and catch up with you. Run the outro one more time,
Okay.
and see you guys in a couple weeks, bro. Your boy Adrian, episode 4, West Coast Wednesdays, man. Bringing you high level content right here. We got straight to the point, covered all the bases, in and out, hour and 40 minutes, bro. Peace out, everyone. West Coast, man, you know where it's at. Best place to relax and kick back underneath the palm trees. Talk about reptiles and spit facts. From BP to GTP, emeralds to Ackies, the city by the sea where we rock the grease khakis. I don't need no AI intro because I've been at the style. Come kick it on the West Coast and talk about reptiles. Reptiles. About reptiles. Style. Come kick it on the West Coast and talk about reptiles.